I would like to read you a few excerpts from my book about Scott Frank. Oh, and there's no title of the book. It's simply a junior bacon cheeseburger. I felt that was appropriate since his tiny little stomach may or may not be able to handle a standard cheeseburger.
Jesus Christ.
Shaking pretty hard, guys. Here we go. Chapter 1, Day 1. Scott versus the box. I had been working at the pizza shop for some time now, and I had never seen anything like this. I watched as he placed the pizza into the box and cut it into 6 pieces. Then it happened. A look of great confusion came over his face as he tried over and over to shut the box for what seemed like 10 minutes. Who is this guy, I thought. As I loomed largely over his furry head, watching this unprecedented event unfold, I wasn't sure if he was nervous on his first day or just an idiot. As the day went on, he continued to struggle with this simple human task. This prompted a theory. With his small stature and complete ineptness, he must be some sort of lesser evolved human. A step back for the entire species.
Not funny.
This enigma.
Serious problem.
Shut up,
Serious
Jeff. Anyway, this enigma of an adult trapped in a child-sized body would torment me for months. I needed to know more. Chapter 4. Many months later. Scott versus the curve. My theory is really starting to take shape. Last night I was very close to the beast. We even had a plan to make the long trip from Rec Room, from Cuddy's to Rec Room. What's the difference? Along the way, the beast was struggling with his balance. Another clue of his lack of basic motor skills. As we approached the first intersection, it was apparent that the creature didn't notice the minor obstacle just ahead of us. It came upon the curve and barked out the yell, "We're going to Rec Room!" In the midst of this war cry, he fell flat on his face. As he lay there in the street, helplessly, pathetically, I couldn't help but notice that this Neanderthal dresses quite well. After all, it must have the advantage of shopping exclusively in children's departments. Based on how dressed, is it human after all? The moment after the fall confirmed the opposite. The beast managed to roll over and look at me, extending his laughably short arm. It reached at least my kneecap. He had no words, just a cry for help. I did not help him. Chapter 5. The Lost World. Scott's house. I'm getting closer to the heathen now. It has taken me to where it presumably sleeps. After a 30-minute wait to get his key in the door, we finally breached the outer door. The first thing that I noticed is the bathroom is actually outside the main living quarters. This doesn't surprise me, as most uncivilized creatures defecate outside. As I enter the cave, I can feel that there is no central air. I doubt that the beast even knows it's an option. I then notice the staircase has no railings. This is clearly a tactic by the other residents to make it too difficult for the monster to climb the stairs to the other living quarters. Suddenly, my attention is drawn back to the creature as it utters a simple phrase. Feeding time. I find my way to the kitchen as he is pulling cheese, bread and a 99-cent pack of bologna from the fridge. He prepares it and gives me some. I'm shocked that it made a serviceable human meal. Is this thing actually human, I wonder? Then I saw it eat. It was breathing heavily, uttering words I could barely make out. So good. Cheese, bologna. So good. I'm disgusted, but also intrigued. Chapter 6.
Jesus Christ.
The bar, Scott's natural habitat. I arrived around 5 o'clock. The beast is resting on its perch as close as possible to what has to be its main water source. This goes on for hours. During those hours, he gets molested on repeated occasions by the proprietor of the bar. He takes it with an expressionless face like a dog in heat. He must be used to it. As night falls, the creature begins swaying back and forth. I can't tell if it is planning an attack or preparing a bowel movement. It turns out to be neither. It was merely warming up for its mating ritual. Within an instant, it begins to gyrate furiously to the musical stylings of our time. Within seconds, it has removed its shirt, returning it back to its animalistic state.
Jesus Christ.
Within the minute, the beast is very tired. It returns to the watering hole and yells out, "Somebody buy me a shot!" There is a look of desperation in its eye, as his seductive dance failed miserably. He then turns to less theatric methods. He spots a target across the bar, walks over near it, hops up on the bar stool. The power in his tiny legs is impressive. The female is very uninterested in the half-naked heathen. She leaves in disgust. His next 10 attempts also fail. Defeated and alone, it stumbles back to its cave. It is in that moment that I finally reach my conclusion. Nobody's gonna read a book about Scott Frank.
That book. We can all agree that was amazing.
There once was a little nasty, ugly troll who always dreamt about being a hobbit. You see, all the other hobbits would get molested by the great pale white wizard, Matt, of the North Gate. But great pale white wizard Matt of the North Gate would never sodomize such a nasty, stinky little troll boy. A little Troy boy. Trouble. Whoa. Oh, I actually wrote down Troy boy, so actually I feel better. Troll boy, who was good friends with Joey, the half man, half goat. With lighter skin like a man, but the hooves and hair of a black person. I mean goat. But one day, the magical wizard got wasted enough and took him into his lair and sodomized him over and over and over and over and over again. And a single tear rolled down the little hobbit face, not only from being ran from the wizard's cane, but because he was finally accepted. He's a good man.